Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Pokemon Soul Silver, episode number 24. Today we are going to be exploring the ice path and all that it has to offer here. So we'll go through there. There are some hard cuts there as I try to actually make my way through the ice path without showing you guys too much of like the back and forth me battling every single Pokemon. And with that being said here, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to come out here in the first couple seconds of this video and state that this video is not friendly for all audiences. I recently had somebody put an exclaimer on the episode that said that their kids watch these episodes and they were whatever. I understand. I definitely mark all the videos that they are not. It's not a kids only video. You know, there is some explicit content and things like that as I go through it. So I just want to be upfront with that from the beginning of the video and lay that out there for anybody watching this video. So if you are whatever, you know, if you have the potential to be offended, please do not watch any further. I do appreciate you clicking on the video, but this probably isn't going to be the video for you. But regardless, here we go. We're continuing through the ice path. You can see I made a quick cake work of that first little section there. That's all due to editing. It actually took me about 5 to 10 minutes. It wasn't too bad, but at this point, I had quite a few soda pops and was not 100% in the game. You know, when it comes to having my actual game together, having some strategic input to put into the videos. I was not fully there, so sometimes that's the way she goes. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. But here we go. This guy dropped something down here that's relatively important. It is going to be a hidden move, which we are going to have to pick up for the late game here. So let's try and figure out this puzzle to the best of our abilities. I'm sure it's not going to be too bad because the hidden move isn't going to be, you know, too hidden behind any secret walls that's going to want us to get it, because we're going to need it in certain areas of the game. So there we go. That one wasn't too bad to get. And then we try and return it to this guy up here, but he's like, you know what, Average Joe, doodly fucking do, you keep it, good sir. You have that. I'm like, all right, thank you, good sir. We will keep it. Thank you for your offering. In return, I'll give you Majora's Mask if I ever play that game. How about that, good sir? You'll get Majora's Mask. But here we go. This is actually the bread and butter, the actual hard part of the ice path. So it actually plays out a lot like Victory Road did in Generation 1, where we have to use a lot of these blocks here in order to create some buffer points in the lower section. You can see I completely cut out the lower section and navigating towards there because it was such a pain in the ass that yeah, I figured let's cut out all that. Let's cut out all the time buffer. I mean, this video would have been an hour long if I included all that, because I was down there for a while trying to figure out how to do half this stuff before I realized you can go up here, use strength, move all these boulders, and get everything in the right spot. But everything needs to be lined up perfectly, and you need to get each and every individual boulder lined up perfectly. Is that a little bit aggravating to do? Yes. Especially this late in the game. It should not be like a legitimate request of us to do that, but it's Pokemon. I mean, come on. If I'm being honest, did I expect it? Not really. Is it reasonable that it would happen? Kind of. I mean, the game is kind of based on some wacky stuff like this, so as long as you're paying attention and have more strategic skills than I do, you can see I just knocked that into an area where we can't possibly knock it into the hole. Luckily, I can work our way out of it and knock it back and then knock it back up, and we can resolve the whole problem like that. But a lot of times, mistakes like that will bite me in the end game, and I'm just not looking for that to happen. It's plain as day, not something I want to happen, so luckily in this case we could avoid it, but we did have a similar run through the first time I came through and started moving these boulders because I realized they were important. And yeah, it's a headache. anytime you have to deal with this stuff like this in the Pokemon realm, it always becomes a headache. There's always only one way to do it, and the way to do it is to get everything to line up perfectly your first time through, and if you don't, shame on you, is how Pokemon treats it. Which is pretty aggressive. Like, that's why I always come down hard on Pokemon when they're like, the games are made for little kids, and it's like, well, there's actual strategic input that needs to be made into the game to make it to work. What do you mean it's only made for little kids? A little kid expecting to figure this out, it would take them hours. Like, this isn't, it's not even remotely fair to say, well, it's just a little kid's game. It's not. There needs to be some brain input to figure this out, and if I'm just so stupid that an 8-year-old can fucking do this and I can't do it, shame on me, I guess. But for the vast majority, I feel like this is, it's not ultra challenging, but it actually takes like more than 30 seconds of brain input to figure out, which is quite frankly what I'm used to in a video game. Like 30 seconds of brain input is about where I'm at. Now obviously we need to knock this guy out of the realm here, otherwise this is going to cause problems. I don't even know how I didn't see that one. That one's actually just me being stupid. I would agree with anybody saying that that's just me being dumb. They're right. On all fronts, they're right on that one. I'll give that to them. And because of that, we do have a few extra battles here, but most of them are cakewalks. I mean, they're all ice types, so VW Bug can do a lot of damage. My main concern point moving through this castle here is, or cavern, I think our next gym battle is going to be against a dragon type gym leader. We don't have anything that's really remotely good against that. I guess outside of this, I do a couple minutes of grinding outside of this episode for Alligator, which is named Chomper here, and I do teach him Avalanche, which is good. He'll have a good ice type move, but that's about it. Outside of that, we are in deep trouble for the dragon typing. The dragon typing is extremely overpowered, sometimes overlaps with water and ice. Not so much in these early generations, but I can think of one example that I know the gym leader is going to have on their team, so ice type moves aren't going to be great, and it's going to be, our next gym battle is going to be a tough one, folks, is the lightest way to put it. And maybe if y'all will forgive me and give me the opportunity, maybe our last team member will be a dragon type Pokemon, and it'll be the Dragonite Lion. I feel like that's fair. I truly do, because I cannot get the pseudo legendary Pokemon in this generation until post game, so I feel like that is a fair cutoff. And honestly, I might just write that in here and just say to hell with it until we can get Houndoom or Houndour, and maybe we'll just go down that line, because I have no idea what we're going to do for the 6 Pokemon, and we can't get to Houndoom or Houndour until the second portion of this game, which is all post-game material, which I do plan to play through for you guys here on the channel. I'm normally not a big post-game guy, but for me, the post-game in this game is legitimately, I treat it the same as traditional gameplay. So in that regard, I am definitely going to go through and get it. I can understand somebody saying like, hey, that's not part of the main game, you don't need to, but for me, it's always felt as part of what makes this game what it is, because they thought it was going to be the last Pokemon entry when it came out in Gen 2. So incorporating all the stuff in Gen 1 back into this game makes sense to me. But, like I said, I get people saying that doesn't make sense, we're not going to do it. And I also get the other viewpoint that says you absolutely need to do it. So that's why I always cover it, because there are some unique story elements brought forth from this generation into that generation, so we'll definitely be doing that, whether we do it with a Dragonite or a Houndoom, Houndour kind of situation. We'll see. Will we be beating Red is typically the question that comes up at this point in these Let's Plays. The answer to that is yes and no. I'll definitely go out and beat Red on my own. Will I make an episode out of it? I have no idea. I will definitely, my first attempt against Red will be on this channel. That is going to be displayed. I'm going to show it. I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me, but I will make an attempt to show that on this channel. Beating him may take many months. And I know, at least when I did the walkthrough of Pokemon Gold, I didn't show me beating Red. And that's because I never fucking did. It just took so much time that I just never got around to doing it. So, will we actually be doing it for this Let's Play? Probably not. Unless it is in high demand and people are... The game's not complete until you do it. And then we will. But just know that that pushes out other Let's Plays that are intended to come out, and it could be weeks for just that one singular episode to come out, because there are other games obviously we're playing here on the channel. So keep the expectations real. And yeah, I mean, if that's something you really want to see, like I said, drop that down in the comments now, because that'll take a high priority over everything else. But with this game and Kingdom Hearts 2 both coming out side by side, Kingdom Hearts 2 is eating up tons of time, and this game is definitely eating up a lot of time as well, but it's not even comparable between the two. Kingdom Hearts 2 is completely dominating every single thing that I do in and day out. So, you know, if that's truly a priority, drop it down there. If not, I'm gonna treat it as a sub-priority, because he has... Red is seen as like almost a demigod of this generation. It's unbelievable how good he is. And I don't want to waste... I want to do like the traditional, what you would expect as an average person going through a playthrough, versus somebody who's well experienced in the game. So it truly doesn't make sense for me to even do that. But like I said, if it's something you desperately want to see, let me know, and you could see it. I'll take the time out of my schedule. Maybe it'll take 2 weeks to finally get an episode, but you'll get one. But if there was any time to do it, it would be this one, because I think in October we're gonna start to be doing some scary games there. Something a little bit different that we don't typically do on the channel. So I will have some time throughout September. If you want to burn a month of additional videos to see that, just drop it down in the comments. We'll get to it. Average Joe will take you step by step how to do that. But for the time I've invested, it typically doesn't make sense to do anything along those lines. Here we go. We get everything that we possibly can get, with the iron really ending it here on the end of the ice path. But that being said, here it is approaching the end of the video. If you like this video, hey, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly appreciated towards myself. It's free for you to do on your end, and continues to motivate myself to make videos just like this now and in the near future. We'll be playing this game here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we'll be playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. After we complete those, I want to do Super Mario Land on the Game Boy, and maybe Halo Combat Evolved if we have enough time. But then we'll be moving right into the October games here, which I want to at least get through Luigi's Mansion 3. I was hoping to hit the initial Doom game as well, but that one has a whole lot of stuff I have to take care of on my end that I honestly have no idea if I'm going to have time to do. So it may just be Luigi's Mansion 3 this year, and then maybe postpone Doom for later years. But yeah, you know, always looking to get something in the mix there. If there's a loud outreach and they say, Average Joe, Luigi's Mansion 3 is bullshit, just play Doom, I'll go and I'll do that. Like I said, all the stuff is up to be moved on the schedule. All of it right now, it's very tentative. So if there's something specifically that you guys want to see, drop that down in the comment section down below. I also want to get into doing some sort of TV show and movie sort of review stuff, but it's all in the pipeline, folks. But till next time, I hope you really enjoyed this episode, and we will see you all here on the next one. Until the next video, everybody, peace out, Girl Scout, and we'll see you all here on Thursday if you're interested in keeping up with this Let's Play. And then if you like the Kingdom Hearts stuff, I guess we'll see you all here tomorrow on Wednesday, so you can catch up on what we're doing over there. But till then, peace out, Girl Scout, and we'll see you next time.